Should you be doing that?
Doing what?
I mean, standing up, trying to walk.
I am not going to sit in this wheelchair forever.
I know that. I just meant, should you be trying to do that alone? I can help you with that.
No. Too many people have been taking care of me and babying me. And that is why I am so slow in getting well again. If other people will not push me, I will push myself. Please move to the side. No! Leave me alone.
Just think that a little fooling around between men and women is perfectly normal.
I'm not... Don't give me fooling around, Bo. I'm talking about sexual harassment on the job, and don't tell me it doesn't exist, because it does.
Now get off it.
I don't want to discuss this with you.
Look, a woman walks in, she's wearing a very short dress, skin tight, cut down to about here. I think she's asking for a little
Honestly,
harassment.
I can't believe I'm hearing this from you.
Well, women always wanted equality. Hell, now they got it.
No, we don't. We're a million miles away.
Well, if they can't stand the heat, maybe they ought to get out of the workplace.
It has been years since I've heard that kind of a stupid, chauvinistic pig crack.
I'm not a pig.
You know, all this time I thought we were really becoming friends. We were getting closer. You don't understand me at all.
Well, I really thank you for calling me to have lunch with you. I needed to get out.
Oh, I'm certain that the strain of living with all those Buchanans must have been hard.
Well, thank God it's not all of them. Not Ace anyway, but you're right, it has been a strain.
Tina, I do feel so sorry for you.
Seems like it's getting harder and harder to face everyone. But the hardest part is watching Cord day after day, trying to come to grips with the fact that I'm carrying
Johnny Dee's baby.
Yeah.
Have you given any more thought to the advice that I gave you?
The advice about moving away? Yeah, actually, I've given it quite a bit of thought.
And?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
I decided to move. It was a really difficult decision to make,
But you realized you couldn't go on like this any longer.
yeah, and besides that, there were so many things I had to consider, like where to go.
I think you should go far, far away. Make it a clean break. Away totally from our family.
From our family.
The Buchanans.
Oh, that's right, you were thinking of Max.
Yes, always. Tina, would you mind if I asked you a question?
Sure.
What about Cord?
Well, I suppose I'll always love Cord.
What about him?
He said he still loves me.
I see.
But I can't expect Cord to love this baby. Now, for me, it's different. When I thought I was going to have this miscarriage, I don't know, it made me realize how important this baby is.
Of course, but it's different for Cord, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, well, it has to be. And anyway, I don't want this baby growing up under the brunt of Ace's disgust. I won't have that.
No, and you shouldn't. But that would be impossible to avoid if you were living in a Buchanan household.
I know that.
You know, I'm very pleased that my advice that I gave you has helped. One never knows whether it will or not.
You know what, though? Sitting here talking to you, it made me feel a little more clear. I think what I'd like to do is find an apartment near a park.
That's a good idea. Yeah, they have some wonderful new developments in Arizona with lots of land around.
No. I'm thinking of finding someplace that I like right here in Landview.
And the next thing you're going to tell me is that a woman's place is in the home.
Yeah, on the business end of a vacuum cleaner.
You know, let me tell you something. Women have come a long way, but we are far from reaching our full potential. And a woman can do any job that a man can do, plus give birth to children. And we deserve to have any rights that we possibly need to pursue anything and everything we're capable of doing. Would you please stop doing that?
What, applauding?
You're being condescending, and I hate it.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I think I've seen quite enough, thank you.
Wait till your interview with Asa Buchanan.
What does that mean? And what is so damn funny?
Do you really want to be on my old man's legal staff?
Very much.
Well, Alex, I may have been exaggerating just a little bit here, but for the past couple of minutes, you've been talking to Asa Buchanan. See, I was just trying to get you prepared for that.
So that's what this was all about.
Wait, no, you don't think I hold on to those archaic viewpoints, do you? Come on.
If that's what your father is going to sound like, I don't think I want to work for him.
Well, I really don't know what he's going to sound like, because this guy can surprise you. He pull little tricks on you. Sometimes he'll bait people just so that he can irk them. Other times it's like he's just out to lie. He's not even paying attention to you. Don't buy that. See, that whole thing, that's all a power play. So what you do, you just stay cool, hang in there.
So that was actually very nice of you. Thank you for the crash course in Asa Buchanan.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thanks. It still may not work.
No, okay, come on.
Hi, Paul. Hey, you gonna stop up to the control room with us soon?
Yeah, I'll be up.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me, just 1 second.
Hey.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey. We're not trying to breathe down your neck, but do we have a start date on Fraternity Row?
Well, I've got a meeting with the head writer at about 3 o'clock. We want to write you guys in as soon as possible. I figure it'll probably be in about a week. No, listen now. We want to use you guys as regulars.
Yeah! Tell them this is your debut!
We're just waiting for your contracts to come down from legal. I've got to go in the control room right now, but I'm sure looking forward to having you guys on the show. All right?
Yes.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks. Television, I mean, we're gonna be seen by what, millions? Yo, I don't know, maybe 2 million.
Maybe 3 million.
4, 5,
6. Look, check it out. Look. We gotta work on some new numbers, man. Right away. Can we use this space?
Yeah.
I'd love to, but I have to go and celebrate with a special someone, like
What?
right now.
Oh, man. A special someone, Carrie? Women. Can't live with them, can't live without them.
Come on, Miles, let's just rap about them. Oh, Rika!
Please, Megan, leave me alone. I don't want anyone watching me.
Viki. What's going on in here? Oh, I'm glad you're here. I need your help.
I don't need help.
All right, take it easy. Just cool down, Viki.
I didn't mean to upset her.
No, don't worry about it. You know, this is actually part of the rehabilitation process. I am surprised Viki hasn't had these outbursts sooner than this.
Will you two please not talk about me as if I were not here? I am not in a coma. I can hear you. I don't like it. I don't like it. What damn bet?
Viki.
I'm not an invalid.
Viki, I've been telling you this for weeks now. There is no physical reason that you cannot walk.
Then why can't I walk? Why can Niki walk and not me?
Viki, you have got a psychological hurdle to get over. Niki, you do mean Viki, don't you?
No, I do not. I know what I'm talking about.
Sheila,
Yeah.
I'd like to spend a little more time with my mother alone. Would you mind?
Oh, not at all. I have some things to take care of at home. I'll check in with you later to see how things are going.
All right. Forgive my outburst.
You know I do. I'll talk to you later.
Megan, I do not know what to say.
Look, you don't have to apologize, okay?
Thank you. Megan, I keep thinking about what happened in the doctor's office when Niki came out and she walked. Why can't she walk? Why can't I walk?
I wish I knew.
I have to find out, and I am going to find out.
How?
I am going to bring Niki out again.
No. I'm not going to let you hypnotize yourself again. No, absolutely not. I hate Niki Smith.
Niki Smith? You saw Niki Smith?
I was telling Megan about Niki Smith.
Viki.
Oh, wait a minute. What do you know about Niki Smith?
Please, Clint, don't involve Megan in
I think this is too important. Clint has a right to know about this.
Just exactly what do I have a right to know about, Megan?
We went to see a psychiatrist. Under hypnosis, Niki Smith emerged.
Oh, Viki. Do you have any idea how dangerous that was?
I had to do it. I had to find out if Niki Smith could walk.
Why? Why take such a risk?
Because Tina and I were the only ones in this house.
I know.
The night that Johnny Dee was murdered.
I know that. I know that.
Yes, and when I saw Johnny go upstairs and I knew Tina was there, I could not follow him.
And thank God you couldn't.
I am convinced Niki came out, went upstairs, and shot Johnny Dee.
How many times do we have to go over this, sweetheart? You do not have any proof of it.
I have proof. In the doctor's office, Niki Smith came out and she walked.
It's true, Clint, she did.
Did Niki Smith say that she climbed the stairs and shot Johnny Dee?
Clint, she is
No,
not...
I'm asking Megan.
No, she didn't. She was very evasive. She didn't admit to anything.
But she stood and she walked. You are very frightened by what I have done.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that to you. Are you afraid she will take control now?
I'd like to speak to Viki alone about this, Megan.
Sure.
Oh, Sheila.
You didn't expect to see me here, did you?
No, not exactly. I was expecting Rika to answer the door. Is she home?
I think so. Come on in. I want to get something straight with you.
I just came here to talk to Rika for a couple of minutes. I got some great news. I just wanted to share it with her.
Carrie, I thought it was understood that I do not want my sister to go out with you. She is very special.
I think so, too.
But in another way.
In a lot of ways, Sheila.
All right, let's say that's true. I think Rika has a wonderful future, and I just don't see you as part of it. Look, Carrie, I don't mean to be unkind, but you seem like a type of person that's just wrapped up with themselves and is just into music, music, music. Your life is no life for a girl like Rika.
Who's that I hear in there?
I think that staying here in Lambview is the most sensible thing to do, don't you? First of all, it's not going to be that disruptive for CJ. I don't know, maybe one day I'll be able to get a little house with a yard and a play area.
Of course, you know what people are going to say, don't you?
What? I would hope that they would say that I'm finally taking responsibility and trying to raise my children up the right way. What? What's wrong?
No, they'll say you're grandstanding, playing the poor little waif.
Well, I'm not.
Well, Tina, I know you're not. But you can just hear Asa now, can't you? And other people, but Asa mainly. Yeah, that's Tina trying to make everybody feel sorry for her, pretending she got thrown out of the Buchanan home and has to live in a pitiful little apartment.
Well, I wasn't going to live in a pitiful little apartment.
Tina, I'm over-exaggerating. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make a point here that we must spare you from certain members of our family.
Look, all I'm trying to do is to set up a new life and to bring my baby up in a safe world. I used to always run away from things, and now I'm finally starting to settle down and take responsibility. That's different. I'm being more mature this time.
I know you are. I know you are. And I, for one, don't want to see you leave Lambview.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should just get away from here. Oh, shoot.
What?
I have a date with Renee at her place.
Well, look, I certainly hope Asa isn't there.
Oh, she said that he'd be tied up all afternoon. You know what, though? I don't even want to talk to her about this. I mean, anybody in the family, but especially Renee. She's so insistent on me staying at Landfair.
Well, then why don't you stay here with me? We can go shopping and we can talk some more about where you're going to live when you move.
Shopping sounds really nice, but, I think I'd better keep my commitment to Renee.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? The check.
Hey, listen, no. I invited you to lunch, so it's my treat.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Bye, sweetheart. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Gabrielle.
Yes? What do you want?
What I want is to have a long talk with Dante Medina's daughter. How strange we never had an opportunity to talk until now. Are you worried about something, Miss Medina? No, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Holden.
No, of course not. And it's Mrs. Holden Buchanan these days.
Ah, yes. Are you worried about a member of your family seeing you with me?
Well,
Yes, you are.
Suppose I am.
I understand.
That's very generous of you. I mean to be going. I really do wish that this would end, Mr. Hesser, if you don't mind.
I do mind. We have something to discuss.
I can't for the life of me think what it would be.
Oh, I heard about a service you performed for a late member of my family.
Oh? You must be mistaken. I don't know your family.
That's not what my son Johnny told me.
You know, Carrie, I am so glad we had this chance to talk.
Yes, it was very interesting.
Well, now, wait a minute. You're not
Carrie
leaving.
is in sort of a hurry.
Well, you can't just come in and run out before you tell me your good news. Come on in. Sit down. Relax.
Rika, we are starting as regulars on Fraternity Row. Bo Buchanan told me today.
Oh, that's great news, Carrie. Did you hear that, Sheila?
Yes, I did. You know, Carrie isn't going to be difficult handling music in college.
No, I just have to work harder.
I want to hear all about this. I bet you don't.
I thought Carrie was in some sort of a hurry.
No, not really.
Well, I do have some work to finish up.
Then Carrie and I could be alone for a minute and talk.
And I won't be long. It's like you said, I'm going to be a busy man.
Then I'll be in my study.
All right.
I get the feeling she said that so you know she was going to be nearby in case you had to scream. It's like she thinks I'm some kind of a menace.
Well, you probably are. So, are Miles and Yusuf happy about the show?
You know it. Hey, look, since you're all dressed up, why don't you come with me to lunch and celebrate the big new gig?
I'm sorry, Carrie, I can't.
What, are you afraid to stand up to your sister?
No.
Man, she's got you on ice, you know that?
Maybe my sister goes a little bit overboard sometimes, but she loves me. That's something that I know for sure.
You want me to talk to her about you?
Well, I had the feeling when I walked in that you two had been doing a lot of talking about me.
Some. Most of the talk was about me and the life that I'm living. She's got this idea that all musicians are bums. She is one serious big sister.
She sure is. She just wants me to have all the decent breaks out of life that I can get.
Oh, and going to lunch with me, it doesn't fall under the heading of one of those decent breaks?
Not going to lunch with you has nothing to do with you, Carrie.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what you see. All I know is that I have something else to do, that's all.
I can see how you dress. I probably know what that is.
You do?
Man, I get it. I get it.
Carrie?
Peace.
Carrie!
So anyway, Gabrielle thought that me moving out, you know, just starting my own life would be a good idea. But then I I realized I was just thinking about myself. You know, I wasn't thinking about CJ or the baby, so I changed my mind, and I decided that I can't take CJ away from so many people who really love him.
Especially Cord. Darling, I am so glad that you've done this.
Well, thank you. It's not just Cord, though. I mean, even Asa.
Yeah, he really loves that little boy.
I wish I could stay at Landfair, but I can't. I'm carrying Carlo Hesser's grandchild. I don't know. Carlo's going to want to come and see the baby, and I'm not going to be able to keep him away. You know, I'm not going to be responsible for bringing Carlo Hesser into the lives of the Buchanans.
It would be hard to go on living there, knowing that Carlo might come into your life. Oh, Lordy, I wish I could think of a way to keep him as far away from you as possible, but I can't.
You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to try and find an apartment here in Landview. That way, CJ isn't going to be taken too far away from Cord.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, Renee, do you think if I do that, that I'm going to be grandstanding? You know, making everybody feel sorry for me. Oh, poor Tina, she doesn't have any friends, she doesn't have any family, you know.
Tina, you do have family. You do have friends. Honey, I don't think that's what this is about.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I mean, putting Asa's feelings aside, I don't think that there is any Buchanan that wants you out of Landfair, including Cord.
They all have to want me out of there.
No, they don't have to anything. This is about Cord, isn't it? That's why you're moving out. Darling, Cord has never made the slightest indication that he wants you out of Landfair.
I know, it's not him. I'm the one.
But why?
Well, I have to do everything that I can to stay away from him.
No, Viki, I am not afraid of Niki Smith taking over again.
Clint, in front of the doctor and Megan, she stood and she walked.
Yes, but you had to be hypnotized for her to come out, didn't you?
This time, yes.
Then, honey, it only follows that Niki Smith did not take over and she did not shoot Johnny Dee. There was no reason for her to come out.
Why not?
Niki Smith didn't know about Johnny. She didn't know what he had done to you or what he had done to Tina. And you had not been hypnotized.
But Megan said that in the doctor's office, Niki was very evasive, and she was hiding something, and I think she came out, and I think she did it because she knew that I could not do anything to save my sister. I hate myself so much.
Viki.
Please leave me alone for a minute.
Megan, I'd like to talk to you. How could you let this happen?
I'm sorry, Clint. It was something Viki felt she had to do, and I have a feeling that she would have done it anyway, with or without my help.
Well, I know how stubborn Viki can be. You know what we have to do now, don't you?
Yes, we have to keep her away from that psychiatrist.
That's right, and we can't forget that Niki is always right there.
Yes, I know, and I am going to fight her.
Well, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, that's going to take a very close watch, and you don't have the time.
Well, then I will make the time. I don't care. I will stay here night and day. I'll move into the house. I can put the show on hold.
Make it.
No, I'm serious about this. I'm not going to let Viki turn into Niki Smith again.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Buchanan.
So, you want to work for me?
Yes, I'd like to join your legal staff.
Why should I hire you?
Because I'm highly qualified and I know a lot about your business.
You do?
Yes, I do.
That's my latest quarterly. Tell me what you think of it.
Oh, I've read it.
The stockholders just got that yesterday.
Yes, I got a copy of it.
What'd you think of it?
Well, actually, I didn't think you came off very well in it.
No? Suppose I gave you that same report before I shipped it out. What legal advice would you give me to make it look better, to make me look better?
Well, this report is very close to being flim-flam.
Really? I didn't lie.
No, but you avoided telling the truth.
The SEC won't let you lie. So how would you, fix it up? How would you doctor it?
I wouldn't.
Even under direct orders from me?
That's right. I am very honest.
Is that so?
That is so.
Well, you damn well didn't mind lying to the FAB, did you? Now, don't play any high and mighty games with me, little gal.
You may not call me little gal, Mr. Buchanan.
Well, how about Ms.?
That's acceptable, but I really don't make a big thing about it. Let's stop circling around and come in for a landing, shall we?
What are you talking about?
You asked me what legal advice I would give you to make your report to the stockholders look better.
Oh, yes, I did, yeah.
Go for the straight truth.
With our earnings 3% down last year?
Yes.
You do not bandy that around.
Oh, but you do if you compare it to the decrease in earnings of, let's say, the other 10 largest corporations in the country, whose earnings were down 20%, 15%, 10%. Well, that's how you would come out looking like a hero, if that's what you wanted to look like.
I don't mind.
Well, anyway, that's the way I operate, and it probably won't be suitable for you.
That's up to me to decide.
Let me know in the next 24 hours, would you please?
Hold on. How do you feel about an old curmudgeon like me?
Mixed.
Well, that's better than some people feel.
I think I know what I would be walking into if I were to work here.
Well, you want to give it a whirl?
The job.
You got the job if you want it, Ms. Olinoff.
It's Alex.
Well, in that case, you can call me Asa.
You have to stay away from Cord. I don't understand that, Tina. You love him.
That's exactly why I have to stay away. Renee, some of my biggest mistakes have been because I've been trying so hard to hold on to Cord. I just can't do that anymore.
Have you told Cord about this yet?
No, and I'm not going to until I've done it.
Tina, I
No,
really
Renee, look, as soon as I get out of the house, I'll be more in control of things. And then when I find a place to live, then I'll tell him.
I think there's going to be a real pressure on you to stay at Lamb Fair.
I think when they think it through, there's going to be a lot less pressure. Look, with my baby comes his grandfather, Carlo Hesser. Now, can you imagine what's going to happen when Carlo comes to visit his grandchild?
Yes, I can. Cord and Clint won't let him come in.
Renee, I don't want to take that chance. Carlo's a very powerful man. I don't want to even think about what could happen if somebody tries to stop him.
Tina, what about you?
I'm not worried about me. I'm not afraid of Carlo. I am the mother of his grandchild, so I'm safe. But no one else is.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Hesser.
Yes, you do. I have the facts. Johnny told me you offered to help him establish his paternity over the child that Tina Roberts is carrying, my grandchild.
All right. I did offer to help him at one point. I didn't think he would tell anyone.
Johnny wasn't a reliable man the last few months of his life. But reliable or not, he was my flesh and blood. And I want to find out who killed him.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know what your motive is, Gabrielle, but you're playing a very dangerous game.
What game are you referring to?
Come, Gabrielle. It wasn't very hard for me to learn. You're a very greedy woman.
How dare you, of all people, say that?
Oh, I dare say it. I find out all sorts of things, you know. I found out that a woman phoned 911 the night Johnny was shot.
I don't know a thing about it.
So you said when you were questioned.
I don't even know why I was questioned.
Because they found your fingerprints on an empty tape recorder.
How do you know that? It's not even in the papers yet.
Oh, I have all sources of information. Tina Roberts told the police there was a tape in that recorder, and now it's missing. My son was murdered. Did you kill him?
No. No. I don't even know anything about Johnny's murder. What's more, I told the police everything that I did know. That I was in Tina's room many times that week. And I'm sure my fingerprints are all over the place, including the tape recorder. But, Mr. Hesser, what motive would I have to kill your son?
I don't know. But I doubt if you'd risk your life to save Tina.
How can you say that?
No, I knew your father. Only one thing mattered to Dante Medina, his own neck. He was a very greedy man. You remind me of him.
Are you finished?
Having heard so much, wouldn't you like to hear my theory about your part in this?
What is your theory?
I'll be brief. You accidentally stumbled in on Johnny's attempt to kidnap Tina. He was dead. Or dying. Then you noticed the tape running in the recorder. You panicked. What if your voice was on it? Maybe the killer's voice was on it. You had to know before the police heard it. Then for one brief moment, you did a decent thing. You phoned 911, and then you ran out of there with the tape.
That is a ridiculous theory.
Was the killer's voice on that tape? Are you protecting the name of the killer?
I can't answer that, because you don't know what you're talking about. Let go.
You could have any number of people help you if you called.
You are deranged.
Yes. With grief, I have it under control now. After I find out who killed my son, then I'll weep. I want that tape.
I don't have it.
I think you do. And I know exactly how to get you to turn it over to me.
Give that to the director.
Right away, Bo.
Thank you. So, tell me how the interview with Paul went. No, don't tell me. Let me guess. You got the job, right? You did.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. You are looking at the newest member of Buchanan Enterprises legal staff. I'm in charge of mergers and acquisitions. How about that?
That's great. Did he give you a hard time at first?
Just like you predicted. I mean, the first few moments of our conversation, I absolutely hated him.
Yeah, well, sure. So once you got past that...
Yeah, I told him the truth. I told him I had mixed feelings about him, and I do.
That's the best thing you could have said to him. From now on, he's always going to try to show you his best side.
And his best side is pretty good. But he is a tough old cowboy, isn't he?
Yeah. So you feel good about everything?
Yes, I do. And now my life has some direction in it again.
Yeah, direction. We all need direction.
You are going to feel a whole lot better very soon. It just takes time.
Yeah, I know. Listen, why don't I buy you some lunch? We'll celebrate.
That sounds wonderful. These butterflies need to be fed.
Feed them then. Butterflies.
Yeah.
Tina, are you emotionally ready to set out on your own? I mean, you have been through so much lately. You nearly lost this baby.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? That's one of the best things that could have happened to me, because when I almost miscarried, I realized how much I love this baby. This is just an innocent child, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it comfortable and have a loving mother. I'm not running away here. I'm really trying to take responsibility.
Okay. I suppose you're going to need a couple of months' rent to get started.
Yeah.
Let's get down to basics. How much do you think it's going to cost?
I think I can scrape enough on my own.
I won't hear any more of it. I am going to lend you whatever money you need.
Renee, really, I think that would just cause a lot of tension in the family.
No, not to me. Not to me. You just tell me how much money you want.
Don't you dare give a dime of my money to that woman. You are totally responsible for the Hessers coming our lives. You don't deserve our help.
Oh, yes, she does. Darling, there is more of this if you need it. Now, you just say goodbye, and I'll see you later.
Damn it, Renee!
So good to me.
Yes, you have something to say. Say it to me, and say it now.
Sheldon, yeah. Well, I know that it's short notice, but I would really appreciate it if you would just start writing me out immediately. For an indefinite period of time. Well, actually, I've decided not to do the movie either. It's a question of priorities at this point. I'm going to move into my mother's house and take care of her. That's what I want to do.
Megan, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were on the phone.
Oh, that's quite all right. So if you could take care of that, Sheldon, that would be great. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I'm very glad you're still here. I want to clear up some things.
Sure. What is it?
First, my very bad temper.
No, I understand that.
Well, Sheila blames it on the stroke. That is much too easy.
Look, your disposition is fine now.
Yes, it is. I also know you were very frightened at the psychiatrist's office last night.
Yeah, well, Niki Smith scared me to death.
Megan, I want you to know that I will never, ever let Niki Smith come out again. Never. I can control that, and I promise you that. Because I have decided I am now taking charge of my life. And I'm going to call Sheila and tell her to double my therapy sessions.
Well, that's great.
So, now, we don't need to talk about me anymore. Let's talk about something interesting. You.
Oh, well, my social life is in limbo these days.
I heard you say something about a movie. What is that?
Oh, I've actually decided not to do it.
Why? Why would you not do a movie? That is something you have dreamed of.
Yes, but...
Oh, Megan, please. You must do it. Don't worry about me. I am fine.
No, it's really not that. I just don't want to do this film. They were talking about doing a lot of location sequences.
Oh, that's exciting.
Normally, yes, it is.
Can your #1 fan come to visit?
You?
I am your #1 fan. I love to do that. It would be very good for me. And you know, Clint and I should take a vacation. We should.
Well, yeah, that would be great.
Oh, good. Then please go get the part. Megan, the idea of coming to see you is inspiration for me now.
Really?
Yes, really. I feel so good. I will call some friends, tell them I am back in the world now.
Okay, well, do you want me to leave you alone?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Okay, so I'll take off.
With a happy heart, I hope.
Yes, with a much happier heart. Thank you.
Good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Yes, you too.
How can I hand over something to you that I don't have?
Would you like to see an interesting little movie?
Mr. Hesser, what is this about?
It has yet to be released to the public.
So?
I don't think it'll ever be released. It has several sensitive moments in it.
Oh, what does that have to do with me and your theory that I have some tape recording?
It's an interesting movie. There's a scene, a long, steamy scene of a young ex-priest making love to a married woman. Shall we go upstairs to my suite and watch it?
In a lawless town, Hickok's out to bury a legend, his own. Don't miss an all-new Young Riders. Coming up, sparks fly as Lucy and Scott's love-hate battle explodes. Stay tuned for General Hospital following an ABC News brief next.